So when you first did start talking about it, why did you want to tell everybody what had been going on in your marriage? Because that is a long time, 8 years without an intimate relationship.
Yeah, there was a little break there. There was sort of, I think there was a little bit of intimacy, sort of 4 years in, and then another long break. I just felt I was obviously profoundly affected by it, and to be quite honest, wondered if there was other people going through similar things. I mean, mine, I guess, also coupled with going through the menopause and feeling different about my own body.
But was it both of you? Sorry, I feel really it's more like it's too private to ask these things, but we are here to talk about it, and I think it will resonate with people watching. Was it both of you had a lack of interest in sex, or was it coming from one side or the other?
I was quite interested. And obviously, my ex-husband's not here to defend himself and one thing and another. And I tried very, very hard at increasingly kind of regular intervals to bring the subject up, because it was of great concern to me that we worked really well as a couple and as parents and as a family.
When did you notice that things weren't right? Because obviously, you know, was it so different to when you first got together? And then you obviously have children, and then things sort of die down a bit because you're tired and whatever.
And I actually quite enjoy that period when things quieten down a bit, because it's all very exciting at the beginning of a relationship, and it's like, oh, you know, can't wait to be with you. I actually like the security of when things settle down a bit, so I was fully kind of at ease with the fact that, you know, as we both got older and as family life changes and everything, things would slow down.
That kind of works, though, if you're both on the same page, doesn't it? But if one is kind of... when you were instigating or trying to instigate, what effect did it have on you to be kind of repeatedly knocked back?
Well, I have to be honest and say that I probably only instigated it a few times because I just couldn't bear the rejection.
The loss of confidence that it's not happening. So then you don't say something for such a long time, and when you do, your confidence is knocked already.
Yeah, and also that when you sort of hope that something might happen or one thing or another, and it could just be that those signals weren't picked up on. Maybe I wasn't kind of crazy raunchy enough or whatever it is, but for me, it genuinely wasn't about sex. It was about intimacy. It was about...
But intimacy affects your relationship during the whole of your relationship, doesn't it? So if you're feeling rejected and things, to me, intimacy carries through. So if you've got a good sex life and you feel close, that carries through into being nice to each other in the day and a bit touchy-feely.
It changes your relationship completely. You feel a closeness that you wouldn't sort of feel just day to day when you're just moaning. Or,
did you instigate conversations as to why?
Oh, yeah.
And what was his reasoning?
No, I don't know. And that to me, for me, genuinely feels like I don't know whether he didn't want to tell me, because I don't know, maybe he'd gone off me, or whether he didn't know himself. I genuinely don't know, but I kind of...
Did you feel you haven't had an answer on that?
No, I definitely haven't had an answer on that. And I think the fleeting thought that you mentioned in the introduction about that I thought about asking my husband for a affair, I genuinely wasn't thinking about... Well, I had that mad thought in absolute desperation when you think that you kind of approach it kindly and gently. Next time you cry, next time you scream, next time you're like, you're trying everything. And I thought, I want to stay in this marriage. If he doesn't want to, I don't want to die without having intimacy ever again. That's kind of how it felt.
With intimacy, so you say that intimacy is different from sex. In a sense, because you said that your life around that was just so perfect, and he's a great husband and a great father, and you really enjoyed each other's company. Was there any intimacy in those moments? Obviously not sex, but intimacy that you thought, actually...
Did you, like, snuggle up on the sofa and things that people...
No, massively. And I think that might also be my fault, because I think once your confidence goes, you feel like, oh, but I
you
I
think
don't
he
know
might
how
think-
to behave anymore.
Yeah,
I
or he
don't know
might think
how
that
to
you're
be.
coming on to
Yes,
him,
and I
or-
did.
yeah.
You sort of. So it
almost
kind of
gets
becomes
like
very
embarrassing,
yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
But when I was going to just say, when I sort of said that you were going to come on to some of my friends, and I'm sorry I'm going to be a bit harsh on this one, but I said, oh, you're going to come and talk about this, and they haven't had, sex in 8 years and only once. And, most people's normal reaction is like, well, you must be sleeping around. Did you feel like he might have been...
No, I didn't feel that, and I'm not. And that sounds really arrogant, doesn't it? Because it sounds like, oh, of course not. But no, I didn't
get that?
feel that. I didn't feel that at all. And well, I say at all. Everything runs through your mind because you're questioning absolutely every kind of
Some
aspect.
people
how
want
you-
to have sex. Some people are quite happy to be in a sexless
And I think
relationship
that's fine
as well.
if that's
Yeah.
by mutual agreement.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before
Did you
you've got to
know
talk
that you
about
were
it.
going to talk about it? And has he reacted since?
Well, I mean, when I was first asked whether I would write about it, when I wrote a piece in the Sun newspaper, he said, "Go ahead,"
Oh.
So, and that was fine because I also obviously have control over what I'm saying. It's not you're not
Yeah.
giving an
Yeah,
interview
yeah,
where
yeah.
somebody shapes an opinion on your marriage.
And is he still happy that you're talking about it?
I don't know. I mean, I see him every day. We see each other every day. I'm not. He's a really great guy. He's, I'm absolutely devastated that the marriage came to an end. But for me, the whole thing about intimacy feels to me like a massive taboo because I just felt like I would never dream about sort of talking about it. But then when I thought, no, this is really important. I've had
I
other
think it's
people
really
who've
good that
come
you
to-
are.
I think
brave.
it is, and
Very
I'm
brave.
sure, I mean, we'll see comments coming in. I'm sure it will resonate with people. It's something that's very, very difficult to talk about. But moving forward, the divorce is done, and you said you and Brian are still friends. Moving forward, do you see yourself with somebody else? Would you like a relationship? Would you like to be intimate again? How is that? Because you're going on a celebrity
I don't know
date.
how to be intimate. Do you forget?
I don't think so.
Oh, another quick question before you go. Are you wearing camouflage because you're going into the jungle by any chance?
I didn't even think about that. I
Subliminal.
didn't even think that.
That's the rumour that you're going into the jungle.
Sharp. Yes, I know. Yes, the rumour made its way to me as well, somebody said, and my kids were really excited. And I said, couldn't I do something like Strictly? And they went, no, that's for old people, which is rude. But no, I don't know anything about the jungle. Hate to dispel that myth, but...
But you have done Celebrity First Dates Hotel, which we'll
Yes,
see
that's
on
all
the
done
10th
and
of
dusted.
October.
Yes, found my fourth husband.
Yes.
No, and I should be very clear about that because that was... they approached me back in April and it's for Stand Up to Cancer. So, first of all, I'm a huge fan of the show. I don't know if any of you watch it, but it's such a lovely show.
And it's for charity.
And it's for charity, and my kids were like going, go! And I thought, oh, that's so sweet, they're being supportive, but I think they just wanted to have the house to have a party.
Okay, party time. Well, listen, Ulrika, thank you so much for talking about that. And we're very sorry that your marriage ended because we know you were very sad about it. But moving forward, we wish you all the best and finding love again. Thank you. Ulrika Jonsson.